Welcome to Playing for Second. I'm Josh.
And I'm Brian.
And this is Cover to Cover, where books and board games collide.
Yeah, in this segment, we're going to talk about how some of our favorite books correlate with some of our favorite board games.
So this is kind of a nod to Jen Bartlett, the board game librarian. You've probably seen her on the Dice Towers Board Game Breakfast doing a very similar segment. I haven't seen her put one out in maybe 2 years.
It's been a while.
But I really like the idea. It's a shared hobby of all of ours. We like to read different genres of books. So we're going to share some of our favorite books and some of our favorite board games. So Brian, why don't you take us off?
Yeah, all right. So for my first one, I decided to go with Legends and Lattes. So Legends and Lattes is considered what's called a cozy fantasy book. So the main character used to be like a barbarian in your typical D&D group, and she decided to hang up her sword and open up a coffee shop in a fantasy world where no one knows what coffee is. So she builds up this place, she starts making coffee, she works out the best recipe, she meets some friends along the way and kind of hires them as staff that help her with baking some treats and some like strudels and other types of pastries and things like that, and basically just opens up a Starbucks in a fantasy world, effectively is what happens. So, and it's cozy fantasy because, yeah, it's not, she's not going around fighting a bunch of people, it's literally just her with her adventures of opening up a coffee shop.
What do they call it, like hot bean juice or something at one point?
Yeah, certain people are just, so you just pour the hot water over the beans. So yeah, I'll try some of your hot bean juice. Yeah. It's like, what? No, it's coffee. So yeah, it is really good. There's also a prequel that's a little different, but also cozy fantasy. So the game that I'm going to pair this with, see if it gives some people out there time to guess, is Grand Austria Hotel. In Grand Austria Hotel, you're not running a coffee shop, but you are running a hotel. And while you're in that hotel, people want coffee, wine, strudels, and what's the last thing? Cake. So effectively, you are running a hotel. You have the staff cards, which kind of represents the people that Viv meets in Legends and Lattes. And you're attempting to basically just do recipe fulfillment in this game. So, and this one you're also are trying to put them up in hotel rooms and different things like that. But everyone wants some type of variation of those goods. So they might want some coffee and some strudel. You have to give those to them. And then at the end of the game, there are going to be points for you. So with that story of just opening up a shop and basically just giving people what they've ordered, reminded me quite a bit of Grand Austria Hotel.
Yeah, a little hospitality.
A little hospitality, absolutely. Yeah. So how about you, Josh? What did you choose for your first one?
All right, so I don't read novels really like Brian does. I am more into graphic novels and comics. So my first choice here was a series called Something is Killing the Children. And this is a cool book about a young lady who is actually a monster hunter. She can see the monsters that children can see, but adults in the real world have no idea that they're there. So kids will be having issues, they're scared, and parents don't know why. Well, it turns out there's a monster like hunting them, these really nasty monsters that eat children. And so the book starts off with like a missing children's case, and Erica, the main character, comes in as the monster hunter to slay this monster. And so we find out she's a member of this secret order, the Order of St. George, who has been doing this for centuries, kind of in secret, with certain people that can actually see the monsters into their adulthood because of some traumatic experience that they had as a child with the monster, basically. So they kind of recruit children into the fold and train them to be these really nasty monster hunters, and then they kind of send them around to different locations where they've got signs of monsters eating children and things like that. So really awesome title, really great art in this book. Currently cool. There are, I believe there's 8 volumes out currently of these trade paperbacks. The series is still ongoing though, so if you're interested in that, jump into it now. Really, really good art, really, really solid writing. Just a fun story with really cool characters in it. So that is Something is Killing the Children. And I'm going to pair that with Aeon's End, which is another series, I guess, of games. There's a bunch of standalone expansions. And the similarities I find in this is in Aeon's End, you are playing as a breach mage, and there's this group of breach mages that are kind of fighting across, what are they called? The breaches, into basically an alternate dimension. They're fighting these big monsters that are trying to ravage the town, called Gravehold. And you're playing cooperatively with other mages at the table, and you're trying to defeat these monsters. So again, there's kind of this not secret order necessarily. They're known about in Aeon's End, but there's this group of people with similar interests and similar experiences, similar skills that are kind of battling these things and trying to protect them from the rest of us. So definitely some crossover there with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's Aeon's End.
Very nice.
So yeah, this is a series we're hopefully going to continue with. Some more books, some more board games. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.